All right, Nika. Could the Bears be trading for a running back?
What?
We're talking about it right now.
Hi, welcome back to World of the Psychic.
You are the future.
Give me the prophecy.
It is the future you see.
It's about the future, isn't it?
The future looks good.
Yes, indeed, this is Bears Predictions right here on the Kanika Sports channel. But first, it's time for the final countdown.
It's the final countdown.
That's right. If you are counting down the days till training camp, then hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring that bell for our mascot, Frexy. Look at her running around the park, everybody. She is just a bundle of joy, and we hope she brings some joy to your lives as well.
Thank you. And a shout out to our new and returning viewers. Thank you for your continuous support and checking us out.
Hell yeah!
All right, Nika. Well, it is that time of the NFL calendar where nothing is happening.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here.
Everyone's wrapped up their off-season optional workouts and are counting down the days till training camp, as we just mentioned a minute ago. But this tends to lend itself to a lot of what I'm calling just filler journalism.
Oh, okay. Sure.
This is a lot of articles going out to help meet daily quotas, probably for certain people, of things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And one of those gentlemen, I believe, is Ben Solak at ESPN, who on July 1st put out an article, 10 predictions for the 2026 NFL season, division winners and trades. So you're going to see a lot of these kinds of articles going out where, you know, people have nothing actually happening to talk about, so they're gonna talk about the future and what might happen.
I got a lot of problems with you people.
Well, it went a little bit viral on social media because Ben here made a little bit of a bold prediction regarding our beloved Chicago Bears.
The Bears! Ah, the Bears!
Oh, what's the prediction?
Well, we're gonna get to that in 1 second, but I before we do, we gotta roast this guy.
Okay.
He literally starts his article off by saying, I like predicting the NFL season. I don't think I've ever gotten it right, but it's still a good time. So I came up with 10 early predictions. Time out. Why are we letting a guy who is acknowledging how much he sucks at something actually take up space? I mean, I know the internet is just unlimited. As long as you write it, we'll put it on a page and we'll make a link for it. But at the same time, I feel like we don't need to be putting out predictions from somebody who's acknowledging they suck at it.
Oh, welcome to the modern media.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
It's a nice, sweet gig that he's got, whether he's right or wrong.
It's just funny to me that everyone was talking about this prediction that he made, like, oh, you think this is going to happen and stuff? And then, like, we're leaving out the beginning of the article where he literally says, I suck at this and nothing I ever predict comes true.
So listen to me.
So now we're going to talk about his rumor because Bears fans are talking about his rumor. And that's because at the bottom of the article here, he gets into a trade scenario for your Chicago Bears. And it's not even a defensive player, Nika.
Oh, it's an offensive guy. Okay.
That's got to have some Bears fans just jumping off the proverbial bridge. Am I wrong?
No.
Happy 4th of July on that one, everybody. Jonathon Taylor, the running back for the Indianapolis Colts, everybody, will get traded to the Bears. That's the headline.
Now, is he coming with the stadium because we are moving to Indiana?
There's definitely a joke to be made about there somewhere. Like the Colts can trade Jonathon Taylor to the Bears along with the stadium rights to stay out of Indiana. Because the Colts want to be the only show in town. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
I don't think they give a shit.
I don't think so either.
But they do give a crap about Jonathon Taylor, their running back, their star running back. And make no mistake about it, Jonathon Taylor is a star running back. Definitely on paper, he's coming off of his most productive NFL season, over 1,500 yards rushing.
Who
So why would he be traded?
Well, he is in the last year of his contract, Nika.
Money.
And we'll get into that here. This is what Ben had to say about this trade that he's predicting.
Okay.
In a just world, Taylor wins Offensive Player of the Year in 2025. Well, we don't live in a just world. And if you didn't know that by now, I don't know what is going to teach you that. We often frame the Colts' red-hot start in the context of quarterback Daniel Jones' stats. So here's a Taylor reminder. Through the first 10 weeks of the season, i.e. before Jones hurt a fibula, Taylor had 1,139 yards. That's 114 yards per game average. Would have given him 1,938 yards on the season. Wow, that's knocking on the door of 2,000. That is definitely elite NFL company. He had also rushed for 15 touchdowns. Yes, 15 touchdowns by this point and caught another 2. The single season record for scrimmage touchdowns belongs to LaDainian Tomlinson, who had 31 in his MVP season in 2006. Taylor was on pace for 29, well within range. That does put his season into context a little bit.
Absolutely.
And now he enters the final year of a contract with no extension. Once the Colts' quarterback situation collapsed, the entire offense fell apart, Taylor with it. The Colts ran from under center and multiple tight end sets far less often, as Phillip Rivers' limitations all but demanded gun alignments and spread sets. Wow, that does not sound like it was a good choice to necessarily bring Phillip Rivers in, considering it totally dismantled the best part of your offense, which is your running game.
Maybe it's not the tight ends problem. Maybe it was the quarterback's issue.
Yeah, and again, I know desperate times call for desperate measures, but you still need to play up to the personnel that best suits your team. But Taylor's missed tackle rate also plummeted. He was also only 26 last season, but he has been in the league for 6 years and had 300-plus carries in consecutive seasons now. There is some wear on those tires. This is the new running back logic that we live in, Nika, where a guy has back-to-back seasons of 300 carries, and all of a sudden he's damaged goods.
Denied.
I mean, I get it. I know usage is a thing, and yet
mileage.
it doesn't seem to be slowing down Derrick Henry over there in Baltimore. Everybody, Taylor's 2026 might pick up right where his 2025 ended. If Jones is unable to start the season, Taylor will share a backfield with Riley Leonard or Anthony Richardson Sr. and continue to find tough sledding between the tackles. Even when Jones returns, it's highly unlikely he has the same level of defensive respect he got throughout the fall of 2025. It's true. Without Daniel Jones being available to start the season, they might find themselves in the same problem that ended the season. And, you know, some of this could be psychological too.
Sure.
You know, you lose your starting quarterback, and then it's like, oh, now
the whole team
is on my shoulders all by itself. Like, screw this.
It could happen.
Taylor is approaching the last year on his deal, so the Colts will need to decide if they want to give the 27-year-old a big third contract. It's rare to see an NFL running back make it that deep into his career. Derrick Henry's third deal was with the Ravens, a preposterous 2-year, $16 million deal that looks like a bargain now.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah. I will say, I mean, this guy, every time I see him, I mean, he was a fantasy workhorse for me one year, and then last year he just picked up right where he left off. So big numbers from Derrick Henry. Christian McCaffrey, a.k.a. CMC, didn't finish his second deal before the 49ers hit him with a 2-year, $38 million extension. I mean, Derrick Henry's agent, what are you doing, man? Christian McCaffrey is not Derrick Henry to me.
No.
No offense to Christian McCaffrey. He's very good. Taylor's value would fall somewhere between those two deals, but the item of interest isn't the value, it's the length.
Show me the money!
Taylor will be younger than both Henry and McCaffrey when his deal approaches, and he'll be able to argue quite easily that he's the most valuable player on the Colts' offense. They just extended Alec Pierce, a low-volume shot play artist, to a deal that implies he'll be an every-down wide receiver one. They just extended Daniel Jones, off an Achilles tear, on a 2-year contract. Taylor has been far more productive for far longer in Indianapolis. But as we might remember, his last contract negotiation with the Colts got fairly icy. Now that he's 3 years older and likely beyond his peak, and as the Colts stare down a potential rebuild, should the Jones bet fail, this could be the last season we see Taylor play for them. I don't disagree with a lot of what he's saying here, and I feel like the Colts have handled this really badly when you look back on it.
That is one big pile of shit.
We're talking about a guy who has still finished with over 1,500 yards last year.
Well, they have an icy relationship, so you don't expect things to move very quickly for that reason.
If the Colts come out of the gates slow and consider an organizational change midseason, then Taylor surely would draw trade interest. His start to 2025 proved he still has, quote, best running back in the league potential left in his legs, especially if his total touches are more carefully managed. A playoff aspiring team that has viable change of pace backs but no dominant starter would love to grab Taylor for a 1-year rental. Should he perform well, that team could give him that 2-year pay-as-we-go extension that running backs often get with their third contract. The Bears make perfect sense.
The Bears.
DeAndre Swift had a strong 2025 season, but he has not been reliable and has dealt with injuries for much of his career. Kyle Monangai is a likable thumper, but not for more than 10 or so carries per game. If the Bears' offense coalesces into a top 5 unit, certainly possible given how they finished the 2025 season, the team might be finishing at the deadline for a field-tipping running back to give it an additional edge. Chicago's rushing attack led the league in success rate last season, thanks in large part to great line play and excellent scheming from Coach Ben Johnson. Now, imagine that group with a home run hitter like Taylor breaking into the second level. Well, Nika, we can't because that group is no more.
Good, better, best! Good, better, best!
We know this is a new season, new set of players.
Yeah, every
You have-
season's different.
exactly.
Ben Johnson turned the page like a day after the season ended.
Yep.
He's like, all right, next season, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
The Colts are an impossible team to predict with confidence in 2026. All-in aggression and total deconstruction are both possible given the change in ownership, the hot seat for both head coach and general manager, and the wide range of outcomes at quarterback. But either at the deadline or in the 2027 offseason, they'll be faced with a tough Taylor decision. Enjoy him in Indianapolis while you still can. And that is all we got on Jonathon Taylor from Ben Solak at ESPN here. Nika,
Yeah.
what do you think of his trade proposal here for your Chicago Bears?
For starters, he will ask for more money because he is in his last contract year.
Show me the money!
We always hear Mike Florio say that when players get traded, they generally get a new contract
Right.
coming in through the door.
And I know
And the Bears don't have a lot of cap space to work
Exactly,
with right now,
exactly.
everybody. So you don't know how that works out.
so they now might be willing to open the purse too much for him. Is he a great player? Sure. Does he fit Ben Johnson philosophy? Maybe.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys!
Here's my thing. I love both DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai, but I don't believe the Bears have a top 5 running back in the NFL with either one of those guys.
Okay.
And I think his comment about touches also applies to DeAndre Swift a little bit.
It's a damn shame. A damn shame.
He's not a workhorse load back either, especially with his injury history, which he alluded to. My point here I'm trying to make is DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai work better together than if one of them were to get injured. That's what scares me the most about the Bears running back situation is it feels like it's reliant on both of those guys sort of being healthy.
Okay.
DeAndre Swift, as the veteran, is more apt to probably carry the load, but it also makes him more susceptible to injury. And the other problem long-term with DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai, as DeAndre Swift is also entering the last year of his contract, is they're very similar, especially in size. I think
Yes.
Kyle Monangai runs a little harder than DeAndre Swift does as far as lowering his shoulder and dishing out some punishment as well as probably taking it. But they're very similar in size, and I don't know if they're all the change of pace back that Ben Johnson is looking for like he had in Detroit.
Denied.
Kyle Monangai is going to be here for a longer time period than DeAndre Swift is going to be. With this move, I don't know. I think this move is only happening if there's an injury in training camp or something. Then again, it is Ben Johnson, the madman, the mad scientist, whatever you want to call him. I wouldn't put it past him to covet Jonathon Taylor and his skill set.
I think the question gonna go, how much money does he want? Because that will be the deciding factor.
I will add this caveat to what you're saying, because I agree that if he's traded before the season starts, which would pretty much be my preference, then you might be forced into a negotiation with him to get him on the field.
Welcome aboard.
There's that old saying in the NFL, like, never say never. They'll find a way. They'll move someone's money to a bonus and
absolutely. If they want the guy bad enough, they will find a way.
They will figure it out with some other people on their. You want to give me more money right now? Okay.
Right.
I mean, that's generally what happens. Is someone else on the roster gets a new bonus and a restructure, and it's like, you paid me the same amount. You're giving me more of it right now. Great.
The Bears.
Jonathon Taylor could be a potential running back the Bears re-sign long-term next year, because we know they have money coming off the books next year.
And they might not reassign DeAndre Swift.
Then you don't have to draft a running back.
That's true.
You have Jonathon Taylor and Kyle Monangai. The point I'm trying to make is I don't really hate the idea of this move.
The problem is the guy that predicted it never got it right. So
I know. There's that hanging over this whole thing. It's like, well, he's not going to be right anyway, so why are we bothering with this? Well, we're bothering with this because it became a topic on social media, and a lot of people are wondering if there's any truth to it.
Well, we have to wait and see for that.
I think there could be truth to it if he does get put on the market. It's all going to depend on also what do you have to give up in trade. I think a running back like Jonathon Taylor would open up the Bears' offense even more.
Hell yeah!
If you put a guy out there that has home run threat potential from your own 20 or your own 30, and he can take it to the house, that's just another weapon that the defense has to account for.
But then, you're taking a guy on the offense. What about the defense?
I know we're not addressing the edge rusher position like so many Bears fans are jumping off the bridge about. And I just don't know what to tell you, fans. You hired an offensive coach. You're in love with an offensive coach who takes his shirt off. He wants to score 40 points a game. Jonathon Taylor would give him a way better chance at that.
True, and also the game has moved to more offensive plays.
This is just the beginning.
We already saw the Bears basically get away with bend, don't break last year.
Yep.
And if they put up 40 points a game this year, if they put up 30 points a game this year, if they put up 5 more points a game than they put up last year, and then they play the same style of philosophy defense with bend, don't break, I think they repeat as NFC North champs. It's always risky to move a guy mid-season to your team in ways that you don't even think of. Not just like, oh, you have to learn the playbook. Yeah, sure, you have to learn the playbook. That's one thing. You also have to learn the call-outs.
Welcome aboard.
My final verdict on this whole ordeal is that this is a long shot.
Just like Max Crosby was.
And still is, probably.
And still is.
Because those rumors aren't going to die either until the trading deadline ends. Especially if Oakland struggles coming out of the gates.
There's always that.
Look, it's a long shot, but it's definitely not impossible either to think that Ben Johnson would want a player like Jonathon Taylor on the team if he's available. My hope is if they want him to be on the team, that they make the move sooner rather than later, but I don't think they're going to do that with Swift and Monangai both healthy.
I cannot disagree with that.
If something happens to one of those two, then it's open season, because I don't think the backup running back is even on the roster after those two right now. That's just my opinion, but I'll be proven wrong if someone wants to step up in training camp, but hey, you know what they say about training camp? The pads are coming on, and we're going to be hitting each other, and it ain't no more flag football out there like OTAs were.
Can't wait to happen.
I can't wait
to
either,
see.
Nika. And we will be here covering it all right here on the Kanika Sports Channel.